I have never seen an Airbnb guest do this before. All right, we just got to the Airbnb to clean it today. Let's see how these guys left it. We just had a group of 5 people check out of being here for the last 4 nights, and the first thing I noticed as I walk in the door is it smells like smoke. Wow, isn't this wonderful? This one and that one. Every single wash rag, hand towel, big towel, everything stained.
Did you guys have a party here or something?
I guess we got a little carried away.
I'm gonna need you to pay for the cleaning costs.
Cleaning costs? That's already part of the bill though, isn't it?
No, that's not part of the cleaning fee.
I don't have that kind of money.
If you can't pay, I'm gonna have to file a claim with the Airbnb's host's guarantee. It could result to you in getting banned from the platform and being unable to book any future stays.
I mean, let me give you a call in a couple of days when I figure something out, alright?
Yeah, you got 24 hours, my guy. Call me back right away. I'm not gonna give you a couple of days. You got 20.
Hey man, welcome back to the channel. If you like me, you've been seeing a whole bunch of videos with Airbnb hosts complaining about guests. I mean, it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, about that. My cleaner just left and the hot tub's completely full of like foam and like food. Did you like use it to like soak your dishes or something?
Yeah, I used it to wash dishes, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, you know?
A few days ago, I walked into my Airbnb to clean it, only to walk into the most horrific scene ever. Someone has turned our Airbnb upside down. They have literally trashed the entire place. The floating candles I had on the ceiling are all on the floor. The living room is a mess.
I know everybody feels sorry for the host. Feel sorry for us. I'm a host as well. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret here. One thing I will be honest about, and a lot of hosts won't say this, but you don't just end up with so many bad tenants and guests. It just doesn't happen overnight. It's not like the world changed and now everybody's sent out to destroy your property. But what's really happening is people are starting to accept what they wouldn't accept at the heyday when, 3 years ago when everything was booming.
If you want to start renting out properties on Airbnb and earning passive income like this, then here are a few tips to get you started. Although it's commonly believed you need to be in a busy city centre or have scenic views to have an Airbnb, this is not the case. In fact, ours is located in your average town near a train station with other good transport links such as connections to the motorway. Next, you'll need to fully furnish your property to a high standard with hotel-like features to make sure this is comfortable for your future guests. I like to leave some towels on the beds, some snacks, and also some shampoos and conditioner in the bathroom for when they stay. Now all that's left to do is list your property on Airbnb, which literally takes 15 minutes, and watch the bookings roll in. If this was helpful, make sure to save the video and follow along for more.
So let me give you an example. Somebody book your unit and you look at their rating. And for people that don't know, when you book an Airbnb, we can see your rating. We can go and look at your profile and say, okay, Tom's a good guy, but Tom seemed like he kind of dirty. And I got a bunch of white in this unit. Maybe he can stay in another unit or do something else. So you decline. And you tend to have, this air of somebody else a book. So I'll be fine for this week, blah, blah, blah. So, that's the kind of viewpoint that a lot of hosts had. But now times is hard and people have spent so much money building their Airbnbs. They got 4 or 5 homes and all of them got mortgages on it now. Granted, you got a mortgage on the house is $3,000 a month, but you making 10 to 20 a month. You tend to feel like, you're on top of the world. And
A day in the life of owning an Airbnb. If you're interested in getting to Airbnb, this is what it looks like. We had to go to our house in Palm Springs and clean it because our cleaning ladies are on vacation. So you're going to see in the next clip that I am restocking the fridge for our guests. We like to leave them something to drink when they get there in case they're thirsty. So I'm just restocking that. And then we will move on to the gift basket that we leave for our guests. Look at how nice that is. A couple of options, so if they're thirsty. And then we leave this beautiful gift basket for them so they have snacks when they check in. And then some items that they might have forgot. You just want to go above and beyond so you get some really good reviews. So we like to go above and beyond for our guests.
And then the world falls on you. Kind of similar to this story.
Guys, when you stay at an Airbnb, your cleaning fee does not cover things like rearranging the entire house, okay? We as hosts do not have time to do that. And then when we say no pets, don't tell me that a cat is a service animal, because according to the ADA rules, it is not. I should not be finding all my rugs ruined with cat pee and cat litter throughout the house. It's not okay, guys.
Now, what I will say is, there's a different way to look at this. And if you disagree, leave your comments. We can talk about it, and I want to hear your perspective. But the viewpoint is this: when things were perfect, hosts were a lot more selective about who they let stay. But because the economy has flipped and things have changed, now the requirements for where tenants have changed a lot, right? So you may have a situation where somebody's trying to book and they say they're throwing their daughter's having a get together with maybe 2 people, or they're doing a sleepover. And because you need them allowing this person to book, they may have 1 review. And so you don't really have a ton of information to pull from, but they paying you $600 for a few days. So you're like, I need that $600. I'm going to take this $600, and you take it, and you end up in a situation like this.
Baby, oil dripping off the line. Private jets, but they testifying. NDA, that ain't gon' fly. Camera flash when the truth arrives. Baby, all covering the crime. They reopening cases in real time.
Airbnb, y'all link this in the bottom, because that's unacceptable to have a damn camera in the middle of a living room of your Airbnb. They need to be called out. This should have happened to them. That's a no-no. You do not invade people's privacy like that, having cameras. Creepy, man. And y'all wonder why people don't want to book with Airbnb. This is why, because this is completely ridiculous. So, but yeah, they threw a party in their house. It's not uncommon. And the big thing that this host is not saying, although also a creep, is that the requirements for guests have changed because you need the money. So you've lowered your expectations and your quality of your guests. And that's what a lot of hosts are experiencing. And they're running into situations where they have people staying at their house that they wouldn't normally do. And so, I think this is like a perfect storm for people to start resetting. And I'm going to do another video on this, but I would say that if you find yourself as a host in a situation where you don't know what to do, man, Airbnb, you're not making enough money on Airbnb. And I got to say this, one thing y'all never thought about is Airbnb don't care if you can't pay your mortgage, right? We are partners until we not. You ever have reached out to Airbnb because you had a guest tear up your property, and then they looking at you, they talking to you like they don't even know you. They're like, well, I don't know what you're going to do. I can't force them, so there is not a lot of recourse for when tenants tear up your property. And Airbnb, they outsource a lot of their people, so people don't even understand the customs of America. You can be talking to them about something that, like, buy another jacuzzi. It's not a big deal. And you like, bro, I need y'all to help me with this guest. And they're like, I don't know what you're gonna do. So, at the end of the day, I look at it from both sides. I say, well, guests got greedy. I mean, maybe they did, but I would say that hosts got greedy, and then they started, over leveraging and not even understanding the fact that they were in the hospitality business. And then I say, well, guests got a little free as well. I think so. You have a perfect storm. Guests feel like they need more bang for their buck, and hosts feel like they have a nice property for cheap. You should treat it right. And that's just really not the way this thing works. I think that right now we're just in a situation where it's a perfect storm, where Airbnb is going through changes. People are traveling different. People are starting to use hotels more, and for good reason, right? Because you got these damn cameras and all this other stuff that's going on. And Airbnb costs this, you got to pay for this cleaning, they gonna charge you for management. It's all these dang on fees that these hosts are putting in there in the booking. It's just making it ridiculous. I do think that but I just think that just to give it a different perspective, it's not all about how bad guests are. I think it's just guests. I think it's just hosts with very nice properties who are falling on hard times, or trying to make sure that they just keep bookings to take care of things, starting to accept anything, and finding themselves at the wrong side of the game. At the end of the day, we as hosts are in the hospitality business, it's not just passive income. And if you were sold a course from a guru telling you that it's a passive income, you kind of got bamboozled. And quick story time. I was dating somebody, a few years ago who she's in the social media space. She's knowing a lot of people, and she knows that I have rentals. At the time I had over 10 units, and she was like, "Oh, well, I know you're doing great, but I think you could do better. And I have a friend who has courses. I know you could just like triple your income and blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." What they do is like, "Oh, they sell Airbnb courses." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Let me check them out." I felt offended, but at the same time, I was like, "Let me go check it out." So I went to the back office and looked at some of the videos, and like basic stuff. It wasn't even like very knowledgeable and like breathtaking information. And they were selling courses, and this is around the time of the hustle type thing that was being sold as catching plays, and that whole mentality of running plays and running. It wasn't teaching people how to run business. It was teaching people how to run a play and how to get an apartment that you lease for yourself and then run an Airbnb. And so we ended up in a perfect storm. Guys, y'all need to be safe out here. Don't get bamboozled. And stay tuned for part 2. We're going to do it again. I got so much to talk about. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see y'all in the next video.
Baby, oil dripping off the line. Private jets, but they testifying. NDA, that ain't gon' fly. Camera flash when the truth arrives. Baby, all covering the crime. They reopening cases in real time.